Okay, so what I want to talk about here is two different design philosophies. You see, Brompton, they make these bikes, they've been making these bikes now for the last 20 years. They actually just had their 20 years anniversary. They had their golden Brompton out. Now what they've done is, they've stuck to one model and refined it and refined it and refined it and refined it. What works well, they leave it alone and they keep working on things that they can improve. For example, in 2017 they added this latch here which locks the back wheel when you open up. Before that, if you pick up the bike, the back wheel would fall down. Initially when they started making those Bromptons, this curve was not so smooth. It was more like it went like that and then it bent down like that. So eventually they got more machinery where it could make smooth curves. But essentially they make just one model. This body and the whole engineering and this system, it's the same for all the bikes. What they do, you can get like a different handle. For example, this one is a P handle. This is made for touring, so you can hold it here, you can hold it here. It takes more shocks from the road. You can get it with a mudguard, without a mudguard, without a rack. You can get it with 3 gears. This is a 6-gear bike. You can get it with a 3-gear where there is only one internal hub gear. Now they use a combination of hub gear and external gear here. There are 2 gears outside. There is a hub gear here, 3-gear hub gear. So 3 into 2 makes 6. This is a 6-gear bike. You can get a bike with only 3 gears, 3 internal hub gears, or you can get a bike with only 2 external gears and no hub gear, and you can get a bike without any gears, like just one single gear. Now, but essentially, the main frame in all the bikes is the same. They stick to things that work well. For example, this clamp. It looks very, very primitive. It's very simple. It's a machined piece of aluminium and a screw. Now, when we screw the clamp together, for example this one, it just holds this piece and this piece together with this piece of metal. It's just as simple as that. It works well. It's completely dependable. Nothing much can go wrong with it. You just need to keep changing this every 5 to 10,000 kilometers because of metal fatigue, and there is a chance that it might crack. But nothing will go wrong with it. Simple bike. The chain comes in between, unlike the Tern, which I was just picking up the Tern and I got some chain grease on my pants from that bike, because the chain, the derailleur and everything comes outside, so when you pick it up, you're obviously gonna get you have a chance of getting some stain there. Now, we only picked up these bikes in the beginning of this year. We've had that Tern bike. We've had these Tern bikes for almost 5 years now. Now these bikes, Tern and Dahon, they have the same philosophy. They produce a lot of models of different bikes, different main frames, different wheel sets, and they try to make it very snappy. For example, the lock here, it's called the OCL clamp. It has this lock here. You have to just pull it out and open, and there you go, and it kind of snaps back in a second, not like the twiddly Brompton clamp there. But yeah, we've had these bikes for a while. We've done a lot of tours with this bike. We've gone to Sri Lanka, we've gone to Philippines, we've gone to India, but the bike doesn't fold up as compact as that. So every time we need to fly with it, we need to remove the wheels, remove some of the parts, put them in a suitcase, and then when we land there, we need to reassemble the bike. Lot of times, because it doesn't really fit nicely in the suitcase, the wheel balance get warped, and then we have to throw the wheels again. It takes around a day to get the bikes going again, whereas the Brompton, we just go there, take it out of the suitcase, snap it open, and we are on. Now this one here, I want to show you what happens. I want to show you first the mechanism of this latch here. Now if you see here carefully, this is a lock. This is the lock. To open this, you need to press it here and open. Now inside, I hope you can see it. Inside you can see all these grooves. You can see these grooves that go in and fit into each other, and the joint is quite solid. It doesn't rattle or anything. Very solidly made, very well designed. But the problem is there are some very small parts there. Now this part here, there is a washer there that stops this thing from coming out. Yeah. Now these small parts are a problem. I will show you what happened to my wife's bike. Now we gave it to a friend, we lent it out to a friend, and she did not know that she had to remove this lock here, so she just pulled it and she broke the lock. So the bike doesn't get locked anymore, which is very dangerous. So eventually I had to remove it to have a look at what's inside. Now let me just show you what happened. There is, when you remove this, I don't know if you can see it, there is a lock there. Here you can see. So that lock has a hook. That hook gets, when I lock it, that hook goes and gets locked with this hook here on the main frame. So when we gave it out, that lady, she didn't know they had to remove this lock, so she kind of pulled it open and she broke the latch inside. Now that's the bike, that's my wife's bike. If you can see this, so I have dismantled the lock, I have taken it out. It seems Tern knows that there is a problem here, because I read on the internet they do provide some of these. So amazingly, what actually came out from inside is these are the parts that came out from inside. This is obviously that latch there. So you can see how many small parts are there inside, and how many, and why it is so delicate, and if something falls out or something happens, that's it. So what actually happened was, this is the latch that I was showing you, and it broke here. I don't know if you can see it. It's got broken here. It should have a curve and a hook kind of mechanism here. That's got broken. So now that whole thing doesn't work, and I don't know where I'm staying in Abu Dhabi. It's not easy to find these parts, but apparently Tern. Oh, by the way, and what amazes me is this part is actually plastic. It's a plastic part, you know. So I just can't believe it. This is almost like a $600 bike, and they claim these parts to be like state of the art, snap in, snap off, very nice, very gizmo looking, very advanced. And then there is a plastic part inside, which is like your Achilles heel to the bike. And if you are on a tour and this thing breaks off, you will have to pack your bike, put it on a plane and come back. There is no way you can do this tour without getting this small plastic part fixed. So apparently Tern is aware of this problem, because I read on the internet that when they sell the bike with the manual, they provide a spare set of these plastic locks. But whoever sold us the bike here did not have that thing, so I'm stuck with this bike now. So I will try and get something fabricated. I'm going to open up my other bike and I will take out that part and see what are the specifications, and I will try and get it fabricated, preferably in metal. I will post a separate video for that. But for now, this is the story that I want to say.